Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So I just got back from Hawaii and there is a lot to unpack here if you're planning to visit for the first time since COVID-19 hit. This video specifically is going to focus around a guide for Maui as an island. If you guys are interested in a guide for Kauai, that's definitely going to be coming out in the future. For more travel guides, definitely subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit that like button. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the video. Okay, so I want to preface this by saying that this is going to be a 3-day full guide. So you're definitely going to be moving around a lot as there's going to be a lot to do and this itinerary is fully packed. Okay, so without wasting any more time, let's actually get into the video. So you're probably going to start off by landing at Kaului International Airport. By the way, I'm probably going to mispronounce every single word in this video. For that, I really apologize. I'm definitely trying my best. Now, once you've landed at the airport, you're definitely gonna need a car to get around the island of Maui. It's pretty much impossible to visit Maui without a car. And because of COVID, there's a huge car shortage right now, which is definitely driving prices way up. So make sure that you guys book well in advance in order to get a good deal. And there's a couple of options. You can go through your traditional car rental agency. I definitely recommend that a lot of you check out Turo, and if you're feeling a little thrifty, there's always Craigslist if you're up for that. Once you have your car, it's time to head over to your hotel and check in. Now, I personally recommend that you guys stay in the Kanapali beach area. This is the best place to stay in Maui in terms of beaches, restaurants, and just overall location. Also, you're facing the sunset, which is always beautiful in Maui. And with that, we have this video sponsor who without this trip would not have been possible. Trivago sponsored our entire stay at the Kanapali Beach Club by Diamond Resorts, and it was absolutely incredible. And look, I'm not just saying this because they sponsored our stay at this hotel in Hawaii, but I've been using Trivago for a very long time, planning a lot of my vacations because, hey, traveling is expensive and traveling post-pandemic is even more expensive, and Hawaii just in general is a super expensive island. So Trivago really helps you find the best prices for the best accommodations, and they have a ton of hotels on their platform. So if you're planning a trip to Hawaii, and hey, if you're even planning a trip anywhere else in the world, I definitely recommend you guys check out Trivago because they can be a huge lifesaver when it comes to finding the best price for the best accommodations. So make sure you guys definitely check out Trivago when you're booking your next vacation. Okay, cool. So now that you're all checked in, this is your arrival day. So just try and chill out, maybe hang out by the pool, go to a nearby beach like Kanapali Beach or Kahana Beach, or maybe try a poke bowl. They're really delicious. But anyways, make sure you guys go to bed early and get a good night rest because we're definitely gonna be waking up really early and hitting the road. Day 1. Now we're gonna get the hardest day out of the way first so you guys can do all the physical activity right up front. And this day is going to be packed with hiking and exploring. So make sure you guys have a big breakfast and pack tons of water and tons of snacks because you're going to be out on the road all day. On day 1, we're going to be heading around the West Maui Mountains. Our first stop around the West Maui Mountains is going to be Iao Valley State Park. And this is going to be your first time getting acquainted with the beautiful West Maui Mountains, and you're going to be getting up close and personal. So make sure once you guys arrive, you park your car, pay for parking, and head up to the lookout point. This is gonna be about 30 seconds away from your car, and at first the park is gonna seem really, really small. There's gonna be this little fence on the left side that you can hop that says do not cross. I highly recommend you guys hop over that. It's not illegal, it's just a hike that's not really maintained, so it's definitely something that you're gonna be doing at your own risk. But once you hop over this and hike for about 25 minutes, you're gonna arrive at this amazing lookout point where you can see both sides of the West Maui Mountains, and you're literally right in the middle, and it is really, really gorgeous. You're gonna know you've hit the lookout point when you're hiking and there's sort of a dirt wall on your left side that you can climb. Make sure you guys climb that because that's the only way to get to this lookout point, and it is definitely worth it. Okay, now once you're done at Iao Valley, make sure you grab a snack, go to the washroom and take a quick break because we're moving on to stop number 2. And that's gonna be the Waihee Ridge Trail. And this was one of my favorite hikes during our entire stay in Maui, and it is a long one. It's gonna take you about an hour and a half to get to the top and about an hour and a half to come all the way down, but it is definitely worth it. It's pretty flat for the most part. The first 100 meters are the steepest part, so if you guys can get past that, definitely keep going. You're gonna be treated to some really, really beautiful views the whole way through, so it's not a boring hike by any means. And chances are, once you get near the top, you're gonna be hiking through clouds. And that is an unbelievable experience that you will definitely not forget anytime soon. Once you guys get to the top, definitely make sure that you stay there for as long as you want to take in the entire views, because they are some of the most beautiful that you will see in all of Maui. Once you guys are back down, it's time to grab some lunch. There's a couple of spots that are really close to the Waihee Ridge Trail that are about a 10-minute drive back the way you came, but make sure that once you guys are done, you're ready to hit the road, because we're going to be continuing along the West Maui Mountains. And the next stop, which is actually the final stop for today along this route, are the olivine pools. These are naturally occurring pools that are along the northwest coast of Maui, and you can go swimming in them if you want, but be careful because a lot of people have died here in the past. So if the wave is looking high or a little bit dicey, don't go in to swim. But regardless of if you're planning to swim or not, this is definitely something that you should visit while you're in Maui because of how unique the pools really are, and they are definitely a gorgeous sight. Also, the hike down is a little bit rocky, but not that dangerous as long as you go slow. So make sure you guys take your time and stay safe while you're at the olivine pools, because it is one of the more dangerous areas in Maui. Okay, so at this point, you guys are going to be beat from all the hiking. So head back to your hotel, hang out, chill out by the pool, get a massage, maybe hang out in the hot tub. Thanks to Trivago, our hotel had all these amenities, so our evening was super relaxing after a really, really long day of hiking. Basically, you guys just want to put your feet up and just take the evening off to recover, because day 2, we're also going to be waking up very early. Day 2. And we're gonna be waking up at 7 a.m. And the reason for that is because we're headed over to Honolulu Bay, which is probably the best spot for snorkeling in all of Maui. And you definitely wanna wake up early to get there before the crowds arrive. Now, make sure you guys rent snorkeling masks or bring your own, because there's no way to get them once you get to Honolulu Bay. Now, Honolulu Bay has some of the best snorkeling I've ever seen in the entire world, and I've snorkeled in a lot of places. You're gonna be treated to a bunch of wildlife, tons of fishes, you'll even see turtles, and this is definitely the place to go if you're big on snorkeling. There is a bit of a disclaimer if you're gonna go snorkeling at Honolulu Bay. Make sure you guys know how to swim, because this area is completely unsupervised. The plus side to that is that you can stay as long as you want, and you can pretty much explore anywhere that you think you can swim to. Also, the walk to Honolulu Bay from your car is absolutely incredible. You walk through one of the most lush and unique forests that I've ever seen in my entire life. It was actually so amazing that we ended up coming back a few days later just to take pictures of this forest. It's definitely one of my favorite spots in Maui, so make sure you're prepared to take an extra long walk to the Honolulu Bay. When you guys are done snorkeling, I'm sure you're gonna be really hungry, so grab lunch, take a little bit of a break, because next up we're gonna be doing the Haleakala sunset. Now, if you guys are more interested in doing sunrise, you can actually do this entire day in reverse, and sunrise is definitely an option. Just keep in mind that when you're heading to Haleakala, you need to be heading out about 4 hours in advance of the sunrise or the sunset. Also, for sunrise, you also need to make reservations, whereas for sunset, you don't need any. These factors were the reason why we personally ended up doing sunset, but it's completely up to you which one you choose. They're both equally as beautiful. Now, like I mentioned, you want to start heading over to Haleakala about 4 hours prior to sunset. And that's because the drive is really long and really windy and can also be a little dangerous. So if you're not a confident driver, you definitely want to be taking your time. Also, if you get car sick really easily, I really recommend you guys take some medicine before heading out, because like I said, the road can get really, really windy. Once you guys get to the top of Haleakala though, you're gonna be approximately 10,000 feet above sea level, and you're gonna be treated to some of the most epic scenes you've seen in your entire life. You guys will literally be above the clouds, and you'll be able to see the entire island of Maui. Now, at the top of Haleakala, there are also a ton of volcanic craters, and you can hike through them if you want. It literally looks like Mars. But in my personal opinion, I think the craters are best viewed from the lookout point at the top of Haleakala near the parking lot. Once you guys are done exploring and checking out the area, grab a seat because this area definitely packs up very, very early. You want to make sure that you get a good spot and buckle in because you're about to witness one of the most beautiful sunsets of your entire life. And also, if you guys are into stargazing, I definitely recommend you stick around because we were completely at a loss for words. I've never seen the Milky Way so clear with my naked eyes, and you will see a ton of stars. So make sure you guys definitely stick around for that. Also, finally, it is freezing up at Haleakala, which is very different from the ground level at Maui. So make sure you guys pack a jacket, some warm clothes, and definitely wear socks and shoes. Once you guys are done taking in the stars and the beautiful sunset, it's time to head on back home. Now, if you stuck around for sunset, the drive back down is really dark. So make sure you guys take your time, go slow. You want to make sure that you arrive home safely. Day 3, our final day in Maui, and we're going to be visiting one of the crown jewels of this island, the road to Hana. This road is one of the most beautiful roads in the entire world, and it's littered with waterfalls, state parks, black sand beaches, and our personal favorite, a hidden bamboo forest. Now, the road to Hana itself takes about 2.5 hours to drive through, but you're definitely gonna wanna spend the whole day on the road to Hana. I recommend you guys pick about 4 to 5 spots that you wanna visit and try and stick to those because it's really easy to blow all your time in one spot. That's really how beautiful the road to Hana is. Some spots that I recommend are the Heipua waterfalls, the Komahina State Park, which, by the way, if you're visiting during COVID, requires a reservation well in advance. And this is where the black sand beaches along the road to Hana are, so this place fills up very, very quickly. So if this is a state park that's on your bucket list and you want to visit while you're in Maui, make sure you guys make your reservations well in advance before visiting. It also has, like I mentioned earlier, our personal favorite, the hidden bamboo forest. And if you hike far enough into the bamboo forest, there are some hidden waterfalls with some rope swings and a ton of fun to be had. And there's also the famous PPY trail, which, by the way, closes at 5 p.m. sharp. So if you're planning to visit the PPY trail while you're doing the road to Hana, make sure you leave enough time for that at the end, as it is located at the end of road to Hana, depending on wherever you're starting. Now, you're gonna notice I'm not giving a specific itinerary for the road to Hana, and there's a reason for that. The entire point of road to Hana is to go there and discover for yourself all the hidden gems that lie along the road, and basically stopping at your own pace and doing the road how you want to do. That's the way that it was meant to be explored. So when you guys go through the road to Hana, make sure you take your time and really see what you want to see. In case you get hungry, there are tons of food stops along the way, and they're all good. The town of Hana itself doesn't have much to see, but there are also food stops there in case you guys get hungry by the time you get to Hana. Now, if you've made it all the way to the PPY trail, there's 2 ways how you can go back home. And the first option is that you can keep driving the way you've been driving this whole time. The only downside to that is that the path from here on out gets really, really rocky. This is across the desolate area of Maui where the volcano had once erupted. So the landscape is really, really rough and pretty unforgiving. So if you have a good car, I would go ahead and keep driving, but that's just me personally. Now, if you're not that confident in your driving abilities or you don't have the best car, I recommend for you the best way to get back home is to actually drive back the way you came from and finish the road to Hana backwards one more time. And that's it for this video, guys. Now, I know that was a ton of information, so if you guys are planning a trip to Maui, definitely go back and watch the video again. Maybe write down notes as you're going. I find that going on vacation is much easier when you actually have a plan that you can execute. If you guys are going to be visiting Maui or Hawaii really soon, or you just enjoyed this video in general and learned something, definitely leave a like at the bottom, smash that like button. It really helps out the video. For more future travel guides and travel related content, if that interests you, please subscribe to the channel. That would mean a lot to me. But other than that, that's it for this one. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, keep creating.